up, everybody? This is Blair with the Badass Records Podcast, welcoming you in for another episode, and I am thrilled to share with you that this week's guest is Allison Mendoza. She is at buffaloromaks on Instagram, on the web, buffaloromaks.square.site. Check her stuff out. She's got some of the finest freehand embroidery and instant film photography around these parts. Episodes of this podcast air Thursdays in a perfect world. Find it where you stream or download. It's viewable on YouTube. It lives on the website, which is badassrecordspodcast.com. And don't forget there's a merch tab there. Christmas is not too terribly far away. Sticker, beanie, hoodie, coffee mug, you name it. There's a bunch of stuff. Check it out. Get your loved ones something. Keep tabs on what's happening here via at Badass Records Podcast on Instagram. If you do the social media thing, that's all I got for you this week. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoy the show. This will wind up being episode 186 of Badass Records Podcast, and happy to welcome Allison Mendoza.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Appreciate you giving me a little chunk of your Tuesday evening. Trying to remember how I came across your...
Well, I followed the podcast because of Derek Bennett.
Okay,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Have you followed since his episode?
Not since his episode.
Okay.
I asked him to take photos of me for a article in Voyage KC.
Okay.
And then I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
So he had
yeah.
an episode, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I'm a huge music person.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's so interesting, and I watched his episode, so
Oh, cool.
kind of get to know him a little bit before he came over and stuff. So.
Our conversation, I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah.
He was, I think, somebody that we might have had back and forth for quite a little bit before we made it happen, but it was really fun. We talked about having him come back and do another one, and then I've seen, just in the last handful of days, I've seen posts from folks that have collabed with him, and another Zach Bauman, another local photographer.
Okay.
But Derek, super good guy, and fascinating street art.
Yes.
Photos.
Yes, yeah. I do photography as well.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that he also does street photography. I do kind of instant, I wander around, take street photography of places I go or things that I find interesting. So I liked that about him. I know I needed him for a portrait, but I figured his perspective would be good, no matter what, because I really liked his work. So.
So you are at Buffalo Rome, Kansas, KS on Instagram.
That's me.
Let's see here. Freehand embroiderer, instant film photographer, and artist's residency.
Yeah, I did an artist residency in July in, it's the West Cove Estate in County Kerry, Ireland. Yeah. So
Say that again for me.
it's the West Cove Estate in County Kerry, Ireland.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of between, what do we want to say? Castle Cove and Darien. So
Okay.
but it's right on the water, right on the edge of Western Ireland. So
This past summer?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got back July 27th.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you over there?
18 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And how did that all come to be?
I kind of tends to happen a lot where I'll just kind of do something and then I'm like, oh, I got an ad for it on Instagram, which actually, when I got to the residency and we started talking to the other people that were there was a couple, like Linda from Sweden, and I believe another lady, where that's how they had found out about it too. And
An Instagram ad
Instagram ad, like it was like a suggested ad, like, you know,
to come to an artist's residency.
yeah, like to apply.
Okay.
Yeah, because they do sessions. There's they do it in a chateau in France.
Okay.
And then they also do it at the estate in Ireland.
Nice.
And you could put in your application. You can say which one you would. You could. It's either. Believe it was like you check both the places if that's where you wanted to go, but I don't think that you don't get to choose.
Oh.
David ended up being the person that would like kind of place you.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the thing that costs you money to do?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So it makes sense then that they're advertising for it if they're
Yeah.
going to get some kind of return.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of been his like full-time gig. His name's David Marriott.
Okay.
And he has been a photographer for Nordstrom down in Dallas for quite a number of years, and he's kind of pivoted for this to be his new
Cool
life path, I guess. Yeah.
So did you stay in the same place? Was it an Airbnb? Is it a hostel? Is it a hotel?
It's an estate. I believe it was a home of a former ambassador.
Okay.
And so it's a big place.
Okay.
There's a main house, and I stayed in the main house with 3 other artists.
Okay.
And the chef. And then there was like a stable house, which is where the studio was.
Okay.
And 4 people stayed there. And then there were 3 guys that attended, and so they stayed in their own house. And then a pier house. So David and another one of the artists stayed out there. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's this property that he's found. He's created this relationship with the owners. I believe they live in England, and so that's their secondary place. And
Sure.
so they rent it out for events and stuff
Okay.
like that. And he's kind of worked it to where he gets it for, a few months.
Cool.
Yeah, during the year.
So are you busy doing stuff the whole 18 days? Do you have any time to on your own go see stuff or?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no. It's because it's so open ended that it's kind of just set up to where you can do as much work as you want to do.
Oh.
And like there were 2 like stopping points within the first week, and then towards the end of the second week before we left, where we would do like a kind of a review and like do a presentation for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Cool.
since everyone's kind of got a different medium, like there were authors there,
Nice.
painters. Me and another woman from London were the fiber artists.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like the authors weren't gonna have like like a visual display, so
Right.
they would work on maybe things they needed to get done and or grant proposals or something.
Sure.
And then they would read to us like what they wanted to do, like some
Okay.
excerpts. So yeah, it just kind of it's whatever you wanted to make it for yourself.
Right.
But yeah, and then David had activities we could go do. Like we went to a fort one day, which I feel like really makes it sound small, but it's like this huge non-mortared ring fort in the middle of nowhere, like on a mountain in County Kerry, where
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
and it's been there for hundreds of it's been there since before, I think it was BC, like
Oh my. Okay.
yeah, where you're just like and you can walk in it and climb on it.
Cool.
Just there was a few girls and I that were hanging out most of the time, and we were like, this is crazy, like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, kind of thing. So but it was a really like a beautiful experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was the international travel piece? Seamless or?
It was. I had gone in November.
Okay.
Just on a vacation. It worked out in that weird way where I was going to be there in November and then back again in July. And I'd never gone anywhere international before, Canada, but
right. That counts.
Yeah, that counts. But we drove,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So, I was really happy to get that kind of preview with a friend. Like, I had the person that was going with me in November, but I was going to be by myself
Oh, yeah.
in July.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and so I was like, this is kind of a sneak peek.
Yeah.
So maybe I can kind of tamp down
Yeah.
my panic a little bit.
You say there was a chef staying with you guys. How was the food?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good. Yeah. Her name was Sierra.
Okay.
And she was somebody that David knew from Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it was, she would just make a menu like as the days went on. And there was like a curry night. There's a lot of like chicken and salad. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she did a really good job.
Cool.
I could see that it would be challenging, like, not knowing how you're going to go in and like what's going to be available at the grocery store and stuff like that. So
I went over there in 2004 and kind of went all around the country and ate at pubs and restaurants and bed and breakfasts, and none of it was.
They've never met a spice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like wonderful people. I'm Mexican, and so like I felt like I was like dying for an ounce of, just
flavor.
yeah, and that's not on Sierra at all. Like because we stayed there for 2 weeks, and so I was going through the cabinets trying to like cook lunches and meals and stuff, and I was like, where is everything? Like I
think somebody broke in and stole your spice rack.
Yeah, but. Yeah, so I ate mostly seafood, which was fine without the spice,
Sure,
but yeah.
Very cool. So, I don't want to butcher this, but you have another Instagram handle listed in your bio, Atelier?
Oh, that's the name of the residency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atelier. Yeah.
Say it again.
Atelier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
When I followed that, it looked like there were future dates.
Yes.
So this is an ongoing thing, and you've already been. You're just sort of plugging it by having it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because I mean, I think he's about 3 years on with it.
Okay.
But like when I found it, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like I contacted my professor from college and was like, hey, Armand, can you like look into this, check it out, and he's like, yeah, it looks like a great opportunity, like you should definitely do it. But now that like I've been there, I kind of was like, oh, it's nice to be a resource for someone maybe that's thinking about doing it, Yeah. So like kind of see what the grounds look like, what you're going to get yourself into and stuff like that. So.
And then your site, buffaloromaks.square.site. Freehand embroidery and instant film photography came together for you. How?
The photography has always been there.
Okay.
I don't remember not having a camera, like, ever. I had a point and shoot with me from probably late elementary school, early middle school.
Point and shoot just means there's not a lens that you're adjusting?
Like a 35 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it's done, you take it to CVS or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm from Southeast Kansas.
Okay.
And so it was a Walmart. That was
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah.
But we'd go and I'd drop it off on like Friday and get it a couple days later. And so, yeah, I always knew it was something I wanted to do like throughout school.
Okay.
So I did it in high school, and I didn't really imagine it as like my future, because I was like, I love the dark room, but I wouldn't say it's kind of like a master of none, things where it's like, oh, yeah, I was good at it, but like it takes a lot of like very particular skills.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not particular about anything.
Time, patience, chemicals, supplies.
Yeah, and so, but I was like, it was always something I loved so much, and I ended up at KU. I wanted to go to the J school, and I wanted to do photography through the J school department, and all of that.
Journalism?
Yeah. Because at the time they didn't have a photography program.
Really?
At KU, yeah. No.
Okay.
And so, but they started it the next year.
Sure.
After I had to leave because I was like, I can't wait. My mom was like, you're not like gonna do a gap year. you will not go back, you know, kind of thing. And so I transferred to K-State
Okay.
and picked it up from there and kind of got introduced to like just this world of art that I never really thought of myself being a part of. Like I had to learn drawing and, you know, like design and all of this stuff. And I just didn't have the confidence, you know. But through the program, you kind of have to, you take all of these core classes and then you build up a portfolio for like 2 years. And then you like apply with your portfolio that you've made up to be in like the fine arts program.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I got in and photography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and forgive my ignorance, but instant film photography means what?
So I primarily use a Fuji Instax.
Okay.
So it's just like a wider, bigger format of like a, people are more familiar with Kodak,
Sure.
you know. So just a point and shoot. The magic's kind of in the camera.
Okay.
You really don't know what's gonna happen
Right.
until it comes out. You know, there's like
Are you
two
having?
controls maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a light, a dark.
And is this a thing where you you take the film to somebody else and
No, it pops out. So there's about 10 exposures on each cartridge, and then
is that expensive?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there is worse
Sure.
for sure.
It's sort of like a Polaroid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just a different manufacturer. The Polaroid's like that square. But I use a wide 310 film, so it's just more of like a rectangle, and I think that it's just gives a better result.
Okay.
Like, you can fit more in the picture.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to recall the name of my first camera, but you would advance it by doing, and then it had a tall vertical rectangle
Yeah, like
stick with 10
yeah.
flashes on it.
Yes, yes. I've seen those. I totally know because they're almost like cubes.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It was a trip.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed the pictures that it took.
Yeah.
Embroidery. Where does this come from?
So, oh gosh, when was it? Maybe like 2014, 2016, somewhere in there. My friend had a cross stitch pattern, and it was like almost this like fairy tale, like storybook kind of thing, and I'd never seen anything but very traditional like cross stitch patterns before. And I was like, oh well, that's so interesting. And she kind of like showed me what to do, and then my mom also is a cross stitcher, and so
Okay.
I went to my mom and I was like, hey, like, you know, how do you get into this, or what do you do? And I did one pattern, and then I was like, I have no patience to like count like the cross stitches. It just would become an exercise of like OCD where I'm like counting the row over and over again. And I was like, well, I don't really need the pattern. I can just draw, you know, with the needle as I go along. And so that's kind of, I call it like drawing with needle and thread.
Okay.
And then I was like, that I could use all the fabrics that I've been used to seeing when I'd go with my mom to the quilt shop, you know, growing up. And it just kind of all melded together to where I started embroidering on like modern fabrics.
Okay.
And going from there. And it's really like kind of snowballed.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've really been kind of chronicling it through Instagram
Okay.
the whole way. And I think looking back on like the first ones to now, to even like, you know, the things that I've learned at the residency, you know, and stuff like that. So it all is just kind of happened.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of
Cool.
fell into it. So
Well, very cool. So, do you create products and then they're available for purchase, or do folks reach out to you and say, I want to commission you for something, or a mix of both?
it's definitely more commission.
Okay.
I would say. Just reach out through Instagram or the website, and I just kind of work from there. Otherwise, I'm kind of doing my own ideas, and then if somebody wants to buy it, then that's great, you know. But yeah, it's all just kind of me doing it, and
Sure.
then I have an audience somewhere, then that wants it.
I looked at your website, but I don't recall. Is there a medium for a transaction to buy something?
Yes. I think that I have one listing on there currently.
Okay.
And you can like shop. It's like through Shopify.
Shopify. Okay,
Yeah,
great, great.
Yeah. So, but it's just like a little bird embroidery.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to be better about putting stuff on there, but
Find the time.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly.
So how long has this project been up and running?
I think it was. I would have to look at the timestamp on the first post. I think it was 2016.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Nice.
The photography's been ongoing, but the
Right.
embroideries.
So born and raised in Southeast Kansas. Where about?
Humboldt.
Humboldt.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Allen County. So, do you know where Chanute or Iola is?
I do, because I went to Pittsburgh State for a year.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I knew a dude from Chanute that was on my floor in the dorm, and I would see the signs.
Yeah,
going
on the
through.
way. Yeah,
But right around there.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just between those two towns. So.
So, but then you initially choose KU.
Yes.
And if you were interested in photography, also interested in the J school, what was it that made that decision for you, though?
To go to KU.
Uh-huh.
It just felt like the natural progression.
Okay.
I didn't really. I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't really have a set plan by any means. And my friends went to KU.
Yeah.
And we got an apartment together.
Nice.
Yeah, so it just kind of went from there. My sister went to K-State.
Okay.
And then I ended up transferring there right when she graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you able to arrive in Manhattan with any credits, or?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Yeah,
Good.
I had quite a bit. I feel like I changed my major like 3 times. So I had a lot of credits.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So just the one older sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any idea how mom and dad crossed paths initially?
Oh yeah. So they're from Humboldt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they grew up in the same town together, but they didn't really interact until I think dad was in high school.
Okay.
I think she said the first time she remembers seeing him, he got into a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
When he was in high school, and my grandpa was driving him down the road as he was in his big casts, and like she saw him in the car, kind of thing. I'm sure they probably knew about each other, but
Sure. Like multiple broken bones from this?
yeah,
Yikes.
he could have lost both of his legs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he walks with a limp, and he has the rods, and all of that.
To this day?
To this day.
Oh my.
Yeah. So he's always kind of just like creaked around a bit.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
But no, it's kind of, now it's one of those things where my sister and I are like, never get on a motorcycle.
I mean,
never. Yeah.
I just over the weekend flew with my sister to Houston for our uncle's celebration of life, and we were watching reels and TikToks and laughing at goofy falls and spills, and a lot of them are funny, but the ones where folks really like slam hard on concrete, like jar me to the bone.
Yes.
Like it's like, oh God, I can't watch that. And I feel the same way anytime I'm driving and somebody blasts by doing 187,000 miles an hour on a bike. And I'm like, why are you trying to die? Like, what is that? I don't get that at all.
I don't either.
You're so vulnerable doing the speed limit.
And I feel like you hear that from like trauma nurses. They're like, the one thing they wouldn't do is get on a motorcycle,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and he wasn't doing anything nuts.
No, right.
He was on the back of the motorcycle.
That's what I'm saying.
With one of his friends. They went across the street from, like, there was I think a Tasty Freeze to go into another parking lot and they got hit. And I don't think anything happened to Crab, the guy that was driving, but my dad ended up in the hospital. Like,
Wow.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So did they, when you and your sister were little, did they put on music in the home to listen to?
Yes.
Okay. What were they into?
Yeah. Everything. I mean, it's funny because I was doing this and it was really hard for me not to make a list based completely off of my parents.
Okay.
You know, like I really had to make a conscious decision to like almost, no, I didn't completely leave them out of it, but like, you know, like they got like one core memory in there, you know, because I mean, it could all be about them. Like, I was telling them about coming on, and they both started like telling me right away what their favorite albums are, which would my mom's is Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja Vu,
Okay.
and my dad's is Hotel California.
Oh wow.
By the Eagles.
Couple of good ones.
Yeah, and then they kept going.
Okay.
And I was like, no. You know, like.
So, for lack of a better word, classic rock.
Classic rock. Also, a little bit of country.
Okay.
My first concert was probably Garth Brooks.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where at? Do you remember the venue?
I think that he went to like Memorial Hall, maybe in Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Okay.
If I'm making that up, but I believe I fell asleep during the concert. I was like a little kid, you know,
sure. Yeah,
laying
right.
on the chair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't remember a time when there was not music constantly playing.
That always makes me happy because sometimes I'll ask folks and they'll be like, "Not really."
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm like, "What was the television just on for background?
Yeah.
Like what? What do you mean? No, there wasn't music."
First time I got into a car with like my boyfriend's mom was driving us to a concert and nothing on in the car, and I was like, oh. You know, like we are people that sing in the car, and listen to music in the car, you know, and so I got so uncomfortable because there's just silence, you know, kind of thing. But
I like silence in the car as an every now and again break.
Yeah,
just
it's got to be a conscious decision, though.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So if here's all the stuff that mom and dad were into or listening to. Mm-hmm. Here's what eventually would become your taste, and over here is the list that you did share with me.
Yes.
Is there an album that wasn't theirs, but it's not quite over here yet, but really sort of it was that first step down the path to creating your lane?
I mean, the first CD I bought on my own.
There you go.
Well, I did need dad's help because the guy, there's a non-Q in Chanute, and he wouldn't sell it to me because I was too young. It was Fuji's The Score.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great record.
Yeah, and because we had a restaurant, and so I made my own little bit of money, and I wanted.
Your family had a restaurant?
Yeah.
Really?
We had a restaurant. We had a Mexican restaurant called Las Palomas.
Las Palomas?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so from like 12, I would start bussing tables, you know, like just helping out.
Yeah.
And then like 14, when you can actually like start working. I worked from then on, and so I made, you know, like a little bit of a paycheck, and
sure.
The first thing I did, I wanted to go and buy.
Cool.
I wanted to go buy that record, and the man that worked at On Cue was very by the book.
Oh, of course, right.
Yeah, and so my dad was out in the car waiting for me, and I came and got him. I was like, yeah, I need you to come and say it's okay, because it had like the explicit warning, you know.
Yeah. So did they both work in the restaurant, mom and dad?
Dad did. And then mom had her own job, and then would come like after work to help. So it was my grandparents' restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Before, and then my dad took it over.
Okay. So, how long did grandparents have it?
Oh, I want to say 30, 40 years.
And then dad?
Probably another 15.
Okay.
We closed, I think, I want to say 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
it just is hard.
Oh, yeah.
A small town.
Oh, yeah.
Small town politics, and then also like the only people you can hire are teenagers in a small town, you know? And so then like people don't show up.
Yeah.
You know, there was at one point I was running the cash register, the cooking and waiting on the tables.
What was the capacity?
Oh, maybe 75 people. Yeah, it was really really difficult.
Lunch and dinner?
Just dinner.
Okay.
He would do like a buffet for the lunch.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, like he put out like picadillo and sopapillas and stuff like that, and then would open for a few hours during lunch.
Okay.
And then we would open at 5 again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, by the time we closed, it was better for everybody.
Oh yeah.
You
I
know.
bet. That's a
Yeah.
long run.
It was taking it. I felt like my dad kind of looked like a shell by the end of it. You know,
Yeah.
like it was too much.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
did 20 years in that business, never as an owner.
Yeah.
So I never had like my own money.
Yeah.
But it was a you know, anybody will hire you when you're a teenager and
Yeah.
stay on long enough and you rise through the ranks. And you know, so I'm dishwashing and prepping and line cooking, eventually managing and chefing, and hit my late 30s, and all of a sudden stuff started hurting.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I mean,
Your hours on your feet.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. So.
all my back, my elbows, my knees, like no kidding. I mean, taking a skillet down off the salamander, squatting down to get in the reach in.
Yeah. Hauling stuff in
Yep.
a big tub.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like.
Putting stuff away.
Yeah.
Potato boxes, 50 pounds. Bags of flour and sugar, 50 pounds. I mean,
Dealing with people that come in. You
Yeah,
know,
that
that's
too.
almost like an emotional warfare.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah.
Changing a bag in a box soda.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
Getting
so
that
many
off the ground and
times.
into that shelf, and then getting it open
Yeah,
and
kinda-
yeah, punchy.
Yes.
It's the worst.
Totally know what you mean. Yeah.
So this light bulb of I have artistry in me in photography and embroidering. I mean, illuminates when and where for the first time, and when you're aware of it.
Probably. I feel like it was always like flickering in college, and then once I graduated, I was like, I can't. Like, I have a 9 to 5. I was like, this isn't it, you know. And just trying to figure out like how that would make its way like through me,
Sure.
you know. Like the second I left college, I was like, oh, I'm a learner. Like, I'm so sad without like taking things in.
Yep.
Like, I started listening to podcasts immediately.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, where I just I didn't realize how much I would miss that because I was never like a super student,
Sure.
you know. But that and just wanting to keep going. I have a very like short attention span and ADHD, and so
Sure.
I come from a line of hustlers, you know. So it's like, well, what am I gonna do to keep this going?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
I was an okay student through the first couple of years of high school, but I didn't want to be there. I was not in a great space, and so junior, senior year or whatever, and then I was kind of sort of the same way at Pitt State, and I did, against my mother's insistent wishes, took a gap
You
year.
did take a gap year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then found myself settled out in Colorado, and got almost immediately into a groove, and I was like, this is great. I'm interested. I'm taking things that I enjoy. It's not
Yeah.
just all the have-tos. And then I was like, I'm gonna go to grad school, but I don't know which of the two things what I'm gonna pursue. It took me a little while to figure it out, but once I was there, I was like, I like this even more.
Yeah.
You know, and when it was over, I was like, well, I mean, I can't just keep going to school forever, but it would be cool.
It would, wouldn't it? I know. Because I didn't go to grad school. I was like, I can't take on that debt.
Oh, I'm paying for
you
it
know?
now.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And so I still think about it, you know, but I was just kind of like, well, what am I going to do? And that's kind of how it like,
Sure.
and this city is wonderful for that. I will say, like, the friend that kind of introduced me to the embroidery like patterns for the cross stitch, she was like, you should take this seriously. I met this woman from, she does the strawberry swings. Her name's Katie. I'm gonna mess her name up. Van Derian.
Okay.
But she does the strawberry swings, which is like this huge art fair in town. And like through those,
She's not married to Owen, is she?
she is.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so, like, I met so many people through those that I'm still friends with.
Cool.
You know, like we do markets like together
Nice.
here and there, and you know, like this city is wonderful for an
So,
artist.
Chanute-ish to Lawrence to Manhattan to KC?
To KC,
And what was
I've
it?
stayed here ever since. Yeah.
What was it about when you finish Manhattan? You're like, I'm going to KC. Were you solo? Were you rooming with somebody?
My sister.
Okay.
My sister, yeah.
She finished before you and then came here?
She did. She actually moved to Florida for like a year.
Okay.
With her now husband, because he had just gotten out of the army, and you know had that GI money, and I was like, what are we gonna do? And so they moved to Port St. Lucie.
Okay.
They stayed there for a year, but that was during the recession. And so it kind of quickly became like, oh, this isn't, you know, like we don't have any money. It's what are we doing here? Our
Right.
family, our family is in Kansas. His family is in Massachusetts, but he kind of always knew he didn't want to be there. In actually Massachusetts, not with his family, but so he really likes Kansas and he wanted to stay here with us, and you know, he's lived here longer now that he has Massachusetts. So, but so they left Florida, came to Kansas. They were like, come stay on the couch and then we'll all get like a duplex together. And I think I started working for the company that I'm still with like 2 days after graduation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a very quick, like bing, bang, boom.
Sure.
You know, like it was a really like kind of a whirlwind. I had to like leave my stuff in Manhattan, come back, get all of my stuff, you know, do a couple weekend trips to try to like kind of get squared away.
So this notion of I want to make this a thing, this art passion, this sort of two-headed art passion. You put energy and time and investment into doing that. What's the namesake story for Buffalo Rome, Kansas?
I just wanted something that was always going to be tied to Kansas.
Okay.
Even if I didn't stay here, that was like always kind of a touchstone. I have stayed here, but I just always was like, that's kind of, I just always want to like have that be like the focus.
Okay.
Like, you know, I feel very Midwestern.
Sure.
You know, and so I felt comfortable with that.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought it made sense.
Is it tied to the song or?
No, I wouldn't say so. I just was like, you know, I just always think of Kansas as being a place where the buffalo.
Gotcha.
I mean, I know it's not really like they don't roam wildly, you know. I just when I think of here, I think of buffalo. I think of sunflowers.
Sure.
You know, like so. It's just a kind of the tie I have to it. So.
I saw a TikTok just a couple days ago of a gal. I've always got a tiny little collection of miniature tractors back here, but just fascinated with the massiveness of some of these pieces of equipment that are used. And this was, I'm guessing from previous harvest or previous season, she's taking apart all of these pieces in anticipation of doing a sunflower harvest.
Oh, yeah.
And all of these things that she's taking off are just filled with like debris and dust and stuff from the last time. It's not filth. It's just
yeah.
But it was crazy. Like, of course, this thing. I mean, you know, it starts off and she's standing there and like, you know, the tires 4 feet taller than her, and all these things that she's lifted are ginormous to the amount of stuff coming out of there. Yeah. And it just occurred to me, I was like, I guess I've never really like watched a sunflower harvest, thought of sunflowers as being harvested. Yeah. Obviously, we get seeds and other stuff. I don't know, but fascinating.
It is fascinating. Like, I was a total town kid. I didn't have any, like, I had friends that had farms, and
Right.
I would go out there every once in a while and help. My best friend had a goat farm.
Mm.
Her dad was a pilot, you know, kind of, he had the goats to take care of the land.
Right.
And so every once in a while I'd help out with stuff like that. But, like, I had no concepts of farm equipment or what. I think I literally didn't know what a combine was until the movie Cars. I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay, that's what that is. I just big tractor, you know.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your list with me. It was a great one and fun to roll through, and bonus points for giving it to me in chronological release.
Yes, yes.
It's not that it matters. I always arrange it
Yeah.
that way anyway. But when
Yeah.
it comes to me that way, I it always puts a smile on my face. So we go to 19. We started in 1994.
Yes.
With Amor Prohibido, Selena. Fourth of five for her. 10 tracks, 35 minutes. The queen of Tejano music.
That's her.
American singer-songwriter who put out 6 records with Los Dinos, then one more solo record after this one before being murdered by her friend and former manager.
Yeah. And I believe Dreaming of You, that last album, was posthumous.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah. I think after this, there was, after More Prohibido, I think 2 or 3, like, small, I want to say, like,
EPs or
yeah,
something. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then Dreaming of You, which she was, I believe, I mean, master of none, right? I just am, like, pulling back on my memories of all this because Selena is my girl, and she has been forever. And I feel like I read everything there was. You know, I wanted to know everything, and so I think she was recording that up until the day before she died.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does this record initially wind up in your lap? What's your introduction story to her?
So Selena came to me through my friend, childhood friend Gina Sanchez.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how Gina got to her, but she had it with her at, I believe it was fiesta practice. It was like a kind of folklorico dance.
Huh.
We have a fiesta in Chanute, which is coming up, I believe, next weekend.
Okay.
But it was called the New Generation Dancers.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I was in that with her, and I think that she had it with her, and I was like, "What is that?" And I believe it was after Selena had died.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I come to Selena as she's already gone.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
and as a kid, you know, you're just like,
What do you mean?
yeah. But More Prohibido was the first album. I remember going to Walmart to find it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they had it on a tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And I was.
I meant to look,
just-
but everything was a first listen, except for Fotos y Recuerdos.
Yeah.
I was like, I know this. This is
Yeah.
somebody else's song or something.
The Pretenders. Chrissy Hine.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was because I believe she didn't love the fact that they were going to record her song, but it wasn't her song. Like, because they translated it and kind of made it as close to the original as
The
possible.
Pretenders didn't like it?
Chrissy Hine wanted to, she was like, she wanted to know that it was going to be good. I believe, but they had already pressed the album, and so
I always thought of her as cool and chill.
well, that's like something that I'm like, I wonder if, you know, like now if she, you know, I don't know if she's talked about it or what, you
Right.
know, kind of thing, because yeah, I remember when I saw that or heard that, which now I'm like, oh gosh, this was a million years ago, but I believe they had to wait on the album to be released for her to say, you know.
Huh.
But yeah, I remember playing this in the car with my mom, and she was like, that's Chrissy Hine, you know. And so yeah, it's, I don't know. I just have such a vivid memory of like every track on this album, and that being one of them.
On cassette.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
in the car.
In the car.
The good old days when we had cassette players in the car.
Yeah.
Nice.
We had a Monte Carlo.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and playing that in Monte Carlo. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm pretty sure I drove my parents crazy with it. They were like, okay. Because my grandparents always had like mariachi music and stuff.
Sure.
But I'm sure they knew who she was, but I remember going to my grandparents and be like, do you know who this woman is? And they're like, vaguely, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so then I very quickly, it was like, Selena's,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, but.
So you have listened to all of her stuff?
Yeah.
Even the Los Dinos stuff?
The Lucina stuff,
Okay.
yeah. I can't say that it's like her stuff, like the stuff from Dreaming Review. She has like a Ones album. Those are like definitely the things I remember the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah. So
Nice.
the Lostino stuff is in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
A short 3-year leap to 97 with Fleetwood Mac and The Dance. This is 17 studio albums for them, but this live recording from California has 17 tracks and runs just shy of 80 minutes. Rumors has made a few lists. Tusk has made one, but The Dance is a first.
All right.
Why is it special for Allison Mendoza?
The Dance. So I feel like every one of these has struck me in a certain way, these albums, and that was kind of like my criteria. It was like they had to be no skips.
Okay.
It had to be something I vividly remembered and still listen to this day. And I remember The Dance was on PBS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would play it as like part of like their drive.
Oh, yeah, I did see somewhere that there
Yeah.
was video. They took
Yeah.
video, too.
And so I remember sitting on my mom and dad's bed. It was like a fall day, and they were doing the pledge drive. And mom and I were in there watching it. She was like kind of futzing around with stuff, and I never paid attention to Fleetwood Mac before that. I knew that she played them. I'm sure it was the background noise, but it was like the first time I like engaged with it. And I remember the Silver Springs stare down between Lindsay and Stevie, which is now kind of internet famous.
Right.
Like it's become like a canon event for I think women, where you see it and you're like, yeah, that's crazy, give it to him,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like I remember having that feeling that day. And I kind of looked at my mom and I was like, what's going on with those two? And she's like, that's them. That's what they do. That's, how they always like kind of interact with each other.
Well, this was the first time that this particular lineup was together again.
Yeah, since I think, did I write it down?
I don't remember how long it had been, but it made it seem
1987.
okay. So a decade.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It had taken them for that particular lineup to get back together. Yeah.
And still.
Yeah. And still she's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was like, what's going on? And I always watched Behind the Musics, and they had like a very epic Behind the Music, and so then it kind of quickly became like I was like, oh my gosh, like these people are insane.
Yeah.
But I loved it so much.
So who's giving the stare? Is it Stevie?
Stevie is staring down Lindsay
Buckingham, because
she's okay. So they're singing Silver Springs, and I believe Silver Springs was always a B-side.
Oh,
And she loved that song and wanted the song, and he didn't. And then they also have all of their relationship.
yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, and so she's like got a hold of the mic, and she's singing at him, and he's turned to her. And they're just like, and it's essentially like she's like, like you'll never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you, like, eye to eye with him, and he's taking it, But also, it's funny now because everyone's like, well, Stevie's a witch, And so they're like, she was putting a spell on him. She's been putting a spell on him for decades,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was vivid where I was like, this is insane.
Right.
This is crazy.
What a crazy memory.
Oh, yeah. And I remember the USC marching band, like the whole thing. I was like, this is amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it was fascinating. I appreciate you touching on the mental criteria or thought process of
Yeah.
putting your list together. When I first looked at it, I was like, wow, we've got a couple from the 90s, and then everything's
Yeah.
pretty recent.
Pretty recent, yeah.
So we go from 97 to 2020 with Taylor Swift's Evermore.
Yeah.
9 of 10 for her. 15 tracks, 60 minutes. I've got a series on here called Becoming a Swiftie.
I did see that.
It's had 4 installments. I need to record a 5th and possibly even do, if I can do that and capture perhaps a review of Life of a Showgirl.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun. But there's a phrase that I'm interested in. Making this list was impossible, but these are your top, no skips, and also this easily could have been 5 Taylor albums.
Yes.
It wasn't 5 Taylor albums, but Evermore got a nod. How does it edge out the rest of her catalog?
To me, Evermore is just the best.
Okay.
Like, it's my number 1 Taylor album.
Okay.
And I will say my top 3 are Evermore, Folklore, and Tortured Poets Department.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Staying all recent.
yeah, I mean, I love them all. I love them all. It's hard. I work with a bunch of people at Made in KC, and we will constantly talk about Taylor.
Oh, my.
And like our top 5s, our how would we shuffle the order, you know. But yeah, no, to me Evermore is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have to skip Marjorie sometimes
Because
it's emotional.
Yeah.
But it's
And it's not the only track on there that's emotional.
Oh, it's all emotional, but I mean, you get me thinking about like a grandma.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah.
I'm like,
Can't do it.
can't do it. I can't
So, Evermore, Folklore, Skip Midnights, Tortured Poets for your top 3.
Yes, and that I love Midnights.
Okay.
Like You're on Your Own, Kid is seared into my soul because like I'm like, Blondie, how do you have like a look into everyone's diaries? You know,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and she just writes a song to where you feel seen in a way where you kind of were made to feel dumb before, you know, and then she's like kind of putting it to music, and you're like, I'm not crazy,
Right,
you
right.
know, yeah. I
So,
love her.
you first get dialed in with her music when?
Fearless.
Okay.
I missed debut.
Okay. Wow, you've been
Yeah.
dialed in since darn
Yeah.
near the beginning.
Yeah, I think the first Taylor song I remember ever hearing and being like, wow, was White Horse,
Okay.
which was on an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, interesting.
And then I think the next song was You Belong With Me.
Okay.
And I was a very serious, like, I really cared, like, about what people thought of me. You know, like, I didn't like pop music, that kind of, like, toxic hipster, you
This
know.
is you?
No, yeah, like that early 2000s where you're just like, you're kind of made to feel like really dumb about things, like your interests are dumb. I feel like it's a very like, how do I want to say this, like
Cringe.
yeah, you don't want to
The
be
beginning of cringe culture.
Yeah, the beginning of cringe culture, or like kind of internalized misogyny.
This isn't you now.
No, not me now.
Okay.
Not me now. Like, not me now. I've been listening to like One Direction. It's like all the things that I've like made myself miss out on because I was like, oh, well, that's silly.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. Just like toxic dating culture of, you know, like early 2000s. Like,
Okay.
you like that? That's so stupid. Why would you like that? You know, kind of thing.
Ugh.
Yeah. And I feel like it just was like wasted years of like not enjoying things because you don't want to look dumb.
Enjoy them now.
Enjoy them now, for
forget
sure.
what everybody says.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Like, I went back and I'm like, oh, I really think Harry Styles is talented. And Harry Styles easily could have made this list for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so just stuff like that where it's like, so what?
Yeah.
You know?
Really.
Really.
I'm having a heck of a go with my kids right now and that. I mean, just last night at the dinner table, they tried not to have screens at the dinner table, and
Yeah.
my boy, for whatever reason, wanted to know if colleges in Alaska had sports programs, and he had
Okay.
just been working on a writing project for school on the laptop and closed it, and it was off to the side, and I was like, well, let's look, and I opened it, and I didn't know that's what he was working on, and I saw a couple lines of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic. He's like, don't read that. I'm like,
Oh.
what? He's like, it's not done, and it's so cringe, and I wanted to jump through the wall
Yeah.
and say,
Don't waste your
please,
time on that.
please,
Yes.
this is you, and
Mm-hmm.
everything about you is cool.
Yeah.
I don't care what any of the everybody else
Mm-hmm.
says to me. Anyway, they're just really trying hard right now
Mm-hmm.
with that, and because the message, if you look up cringe culture, is that kids are just not gonna do anything unique or
No.
try anything because the risk of having that label is way worse than the reward of
Yeah.
the creativity that they
Mm-hmm.
can't even imagine yet.
Everyone will become the same, because they're just afraid to have their own thoughts. No, I don't have kids, but I have three, I have four nieces and nephew. One of them has passed, and I still have
Oh,
three living, and they're very young still. But
I thought I saw a post that said
yeah,
auntie again, and I was
yeah,
like, oh, that's sweet.
yeah. But they're very young, and I'm so afraid that I'm kind of taking on the like, are they gonna grow up, and like be okay, love what they love, not
I mean,
care,
I don't know, but it feels like doing everything possible to keep screens and the internet
Yeah,
as far away for as long as possible,
yeah,
and start
yeah.
fostering
Hmm.
creativity.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll
Yeah, no,
get off my soapbox.
it's something I think about all the time. They're not my kids, and I'm
Right,
like,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So 2 year leap forward to being funny in a foreign language, the
Yes.
1975.
Yes.
2022, fifth of five for them, 11 tracks, 43 minutes. Pop rock out of Wilmslow, Cheshire, England. Lucas from episode number 157 had their 2013 self titled debut on his list. And I had not heard of them prior to that. Tell me about your discovery of these guys and why this one earned a spot.
So that's an amazing album.
Okay.
That debut album from them is amazing. But this was what the first album I came to,
Okay.
because they were part of my missed it years. I will say that.
Part of your.
The missed it, like the
Oh.
I
Oh,
was,
gotcha.
you
Gotcha.
know, kind of that post punk era of. I think I had at that point kind of moved on to like Bon Iver,
Mm.
Leaky Lee, where I was in a different headspace.
Mm.
But I knew Taylor, so
Okay.
I know who Maddie Healy is. I've known for years, but I kind of resisted.
Mm.
Like I very easily can fall into like a wormhole with things, and
Sure.
so I'm like, listen, I don't want to become obsessed, so I'm gonna like keep I'm gonna keep that away, like, and then I never listened to them, and then the first song from this album that I heard was About You,
Okay.
and I was like, oh wow. And one of my friends is actually like obsessed with him. That's his favorite band, and it has been since he was a kid.
Oh, wow.
And so I went to him and I said, okay, like, I really like About You. Like, how does that match up to like their other music? And he was like, well, it's there. He's like said, I wouldn't say that every song is gonna sound like that, but like I can give you a list of my favorite songs and the songs that I think that you'll like, because we both like listen to music constantly, and so we know each other's taste. And so he made a playlist for me, and it just snowballed from there. But this album is perfect.
Okay.
They do a 1975 intro on every album. So every first track of every album is called the 1975.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a state stayed with the times for them.
Oh,
Kind of
interesting.
thing.
Cool.
Yeah. And some of them are a lot more interesting than others. And I think that this 1975 track one on Being Funny in a Foreign Language is such a good song. They open their concerts with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, it's just so well written, and it's I don't know, everything on this album is just perfect to me. Like it's a perfect listen. I listen to it a lot. Um and I think that like his lyricism is sometimes vulgar because he has a very like kind of a provocative way
Sure.
of presenting his thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little bit of a shit stirrer. You know, and so, but it's still
Was this the record that opening track has the line, and I think I've got a boner, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. And
I was like, what
yeah,
was that?
QAnon was created by a bloke in the Philippines, and but it's so good. Like, and I think that I really resisted it. I remember the second song I listened to was "I'm in Love with You" because it was big on TikTok at the time.
Mm.
And at one point he says, "Don't fuck it, you muppet." And so he's calling himself a muppet and saying like, "Don't fuck this up," you know. And I was like, "Oh, what's he talking?" You know, like
Yeah.
you know, I was like, and then I listened to the song and I was like, "That's really fucking catchy,"
Nice,
you know.
nice.
So, but it's good. I mean, I listened to what is it? All I Need to Hear. I played that for my niece.
Oh.
Yeah, she's 7 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's got her own playlist.
Cool.
And it's on there. And yeah, I think it's just such a beautiful album. Like, there's a part of the band is what, track 4? And there's this one part in it where I'm like, oh, if you could just bottle that up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always a great feeling.
Yeah, because he's kind of battled with sobriety.
Okay.
For like a number of years, and he's talking about how like he hasn't picked it up in 1,400 something days, and that's his daily iteration, you know, and just the way that like he says it, the way the music like blends with it, and like seeing them perform it, you're just kind of like, oh, like that's perfect.
How many times have you seen him?
Just once.
Okay.
Just once, but
Where?
they at Sprint Center.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was so good.
Nice.
It was their second leg of this last tour, which
Okay.
So it was for this album. The first leg was called At Their Very Best.
Okay.
And then the second leg was still At Their Very Best.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was it a packed house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It really and not to like, you know, it was after him and Taylor had dated.
Okay.
You know, and so he was going through it.
Oh boy.
Big time with like cancel culture. You know,
What was there dirt on him as that relationship ended? Did he do something? I mean, obviously she's written stuff, but what's the scoop?
Okay, so listen, Taylor, I love you, and I'm so sorry. I'm chronically online. I know everything. So in the 1989 era, they were kind of sniffing around each other. Like he wore a T-shirt with her on it to his concert. She wore a T-shirt.
Oh wow!
You know, it was kind of that thing. So it's always kind of been a like, did they, didn't they?
Sure.
Kind of thing. And then she showed up at one of the dates in London on this last tour and did like a song, and everyone was like, oh no, because it was right around when she broke up with Joe Alwyn.
Okay.
So her long-term boyfriend before Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like those two would be not good together at all, you know, like she's like America's sweetheart, and he's, I think I've got a boner but I can't even tell, you know. So I think they dated for a little bit. They kind of very publicly like were sending messages to each other, like he was mouthing at on the screen at a concert, like, I love you and you know who I'm talking about. And she mouthed the same thing back.
Oh, wow.
You know, like, it was a very public showing.
Weird.
Yeah, and he came to the Era Tour performances. He performed with, oh gosh, the Phoebe Bridgers band with Lucy Dacus and Julian. What is that? But they opened for Taylor.
Okay.
And so he sat in with them for a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
And then they just stopped. Like, he went back to, like, his European tour. I think her publicist put out a statement that, like, they weren't seeing each other anymore. Like, they were rumored to be on each other's next albums.
Oh, wow.
That was scrapped.
So this is a short-lived little thing.
Yeah.
Did she write about him?
I'm pretty sure that 90% of the Tortured Poets Department is about him.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But, I mean, their officially was short-lived, but I think their situationship was for a very long time, you know. So,
wow, if that's true, how weird for Travis.
I
Right?
honestly think Travis is like, I don't give a fuck.
Could be,
You know?
could be, yeah.
Yeah. No, it seemed like from if you know, kind of do the whole song and dance with, like, debunking, you know, the Easter eggs and everything. I think that there's a lot of him on this album.
Okay.
So,
but let's see, and then a 2-year leap to 2024 with Romance by Fontaines D.C. This is fourth of 4, 11 tracks, 36 minutes. Texas, London, Pennsylvania, back to England, and then post-punk out of Dublin. This was a new discovery for me. Tell me all about Fontaines D.C. and Romance.
So this album started coming about when I was going to spend time in Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah. It came to me through, like, an algorithm. Like,
Okay.
my For You page was
Sure.
like Fontaines. It's kind of the same way that I finally let 1975 in. You know, where I started listening to them, and I kind of worked backwards. I listened to Romance first, and then went back through the discography. So Skinty and then A Hero's Death and Doggerel.
Okay.
And it's kind of like they're very Irish. They're a very Irish band. And then, I don't know, like I said earlier, I'm a kind of eternal student. So if I was going to spend time in Ireland, I was going to learn about the Troubles.
Sure.
And, you know, everything I can. And so them, along with, I want to say, like, Kneecap and CMAT, they're definitely kind of leading the charge on a bit of a take back your culture. You know, like the culture of being Irish.
Yeah.
You know, and the importance of Gaelic, you know, of, like, speaking your language and stuff like that. And so it kind of all tied together. Like, if you're going to learn the history, then here's, like, the current status of people kind of taking that back.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird a little bit to say, because this album is a departure from their Irishness.
Oh, well, good. Because
Yeah.
you don't want to keep putting out the same
Exactly.
stuff over and over again.
Like, you know, learning about this album after listening to it and going back, like, through, you can really tell, like, this album is a evolution where they wanted to find out who they were outside of their Irishness.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think I've heard them say, like, they wanted to understand the idea of romance without looking through the lens of being an Irish band.
Yeah.
You know, where could that go? Where could that grow? And yeah, I think that this album it's amazing. But so are there other ones. You know, like Doggerel, their first is, I was listening to it the other day, and it just, the energy in it. Have you listened to it?
No.
It's so pent up, and, like, it's...
Oh, I didn't get that vibe from this one at all.
No,
Okay.
and it's definitely, like, that evolution where, like, The first one, if it was a Muppet, it would be Animal. You know, where it's just this like ding 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 ding.
Yeah,
Ding. Like
yeah.
I think the first song on that album is called Big, and it's like, what does it say? Dublin is a Dublin is a pregnant town. Something about, and then Catholic. No, I can't think of what the lyric is now, but like where it's like talking about like being from Dublin, like that Irish culture, you know, like up until like Skinty Fia, where that's even like, you know, that's a term, it's a Gaelic term, and their opening track is about a woman in that had passed away in England, but she was from Ireland, and she wanted to have on her headstone like an Irish phrase that essentially it translates to always in our hearts, but the Church of England didn't want to allow her that to be inscribed on her headstone, because they thought it was too political or too provocative, you know. And
The English always trying to stand in the way of the Irish doing something.
yeah, I mean, and now knowing what I know and learning what I've learned, I'm like, you bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
for
like,
sure.
yeah, where it's like, I think that like Skinty Fia, when they were recording that, they recorded it in London.
Oh.
And so they live there now. But upon moving to London and recording the album, they were still running into all of these things where they were like, I cannot believe that you still care about our Irishness. I can't believe that, like, you know, we're having these daily conversations with people and it's still an issue, you know, like, to where it's so impactful, you know, and like I feel like it oozes out of everywhere in Ireland.
Oh yeah. Oh,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah, and so those first three albums kind of ooze that, and this one is a bit of a departure.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. I think every track on this album is pretty dang amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And an honorable mention. Lemonade, Beyonce.
Yes.
From 2016, 6th of 8. 12 tracks, 45 minutes. 186 episodes in and no Beyonce records.
What? Are you serious? I assumed everyone had talked about her. No.
Tell me why this one couldn't be left off of your list.
Oh, Lemonade. Lemonade is a masterpiece.
Okay.
And I kind of want to say that about all of these. Like, I mean, I don't know that I want to like say that about like. I think that Fleetwood Mac has built their world. They're world builders. Selena is the tragedy of Selena. That's kind of built her world. But like Taylor, the 1975, Fontaines, they're very like intentional about building like the visuals and the lore, you know. Like 3 of the videos on Romance for Fontaines are interconnected. And I think if you think of a master of who can do that, it's Beyonce Knowles. And the visual component of Lemonade on top of the album itself, it's flawless.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Visual component meaning videos.
no, like the film. There's a Lemonade film.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's breathtaking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. From the moment that she put out Formation, which was the first single from Lemonade in the first video, and she dropped that right before her Super Bowl performance with Coldplay and Bruno Mars. I was hooked. I come around to Beyonce in her album previous, which was just Beyonce, the black album with the pink writing on it.
Yeah.
Before that, I always appreciated Beyonce, but I wouldn't say that I was like super invested. And that album came around, and I was like, okay, I think I get it. And then Lemonade happened, and I was like, I see it. This woman is a genius, and she's always thinking and always like pushing, you know. I just think she's masterful in that way. And I immediately did one of the scenes from Formation, the video. I made an embroidery about it.
Oh, cool.
You know, like, and I don't work very fast, but within a day, like, I was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was a huge impression. Like, and I just think it's a really, like, emotional album. Like, she's talking about, like, her marriage, and she's a very private person.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that, like, she's kind of, like, letting you in on that and, like, laying it all on the table. Like, at the beginning of the album, you're like, oh, Jay-Z should go to jail. And then by the end of it, she loves him again.
Oh, funny.
You know, it's a very, like, a crazy, emotional, like, roller coaster, but then also there's a lot of, like, emotion tied to, like, her being a black woman in the United States and, like, being an angry woman, you know, or being a everything that I'm supposed to be kind of woman, you know. So it's just the fact that it didn't win album of the year. Like, I get it. I get why people were like, "You're kidding," because I really do think that it's a work of art.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the one that followed it?
The one that followed it, Renaissance. Did Renaissance follow it?
Maybe.
I'm trying to think. What's Renaissance and the Cowboy? Renaissance and then Cowboy Carter?
Yeah, Cowboy Carter's the most recent.
I mean, those are exceptional. But Lemonade to me is...
Okay.
Yeah.
What is there a kernel of logic behind the hate that Cowboy Carter got?
No.
And it's just
No.
people
Misogyny.
Okay.
I think it's misogyny, and I think it is traditional country value, you know, where it's like people do not like to...
I mean, you said...
They're not going to make space, you know?
You said mostly classic rock with a little bit of country from Mom and Dad. So you've had an ear for country. Is it a country album?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't...
Yeah. I fully... It's not a country album like people are used to seeing. It's not a country album by a white dude or a white pageant queen.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, like a white pageant queen. And so I don't know that I want to say it's like anybody is hating it because it's Beyonce. I think if they're hating it, it's because it's an African American woman. You know, like,
what other reason could there be?
Yeah, truly. And I don't know, like it's a beautiful album. Blackbird, her cover of the Beatles song, that's also on my niece's playlist. Okay. You know, like it's beautiful, and she does it's like a quartet with like 3 other women.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous, and I there's part of me that understands because I didn't understand her for a really long time, but like I am like, that was crazy. You know, like, and I think Cowboy Carter is a beautiful album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Lemonade's up way up at the top for me. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great list. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I'm going to hit you with a series of goofy questions, and then we'll wrap and get you out of here.
Okay.
The first is you are given the ability to have a coffee with any one of your choosing, dead or alive.
Okay.
Who are you choosing and why?
Oof. I feel like that could change every day.
Just today's then.
Today, now that we're talking, I gotta go with Selena.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
If we can imagine that we all have a personal and a professional bucket list.
Okay.
You're given all the necessary resources to go knock out your number one on each of those lists. What are those number ones?
I guess a professional, like, just to be able to like sustain and be successful at doing the work that I want to do.
Sure.
And to have, like, just to have that somebody wants it so much that I'm able to do it.
Yeah.
You know? And I would love it if it was embroidery and photography.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal, personal. I love traveling.
Okay.
I have a real there's a whole lot of like I'm a no sabo kid. I don't speak Spanish. I'm learning.
What kind of
And
kid?
no sabo, so I can't speak. No speak.
Gotcha.
So I have a real like kind of I want to go to Mexico so bad.
Okay.
I do, but like I'm a very light-skinned mixed kid,
Sure.
you know, and so it's one of those things where I'm like that whole like kind of not enough thing, you know, and I feel like it would be amplified.
I thought you left that behind.
I thought so too.
In the
but
early 2000s. It's still there.
It's still there sometimes, you know, like that whole you don't speak it enough, your skin's not dark enough, like, you know, all of this stuff. Like, but I really do think that like I will end up in Mexico someday. I want to travel to Mexico.
Cool.
I want to go, and I don't want to go into a resort. I want to go to Guanajuato. I want to go to Mexico City, and I want to like enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You're given the ability to visit your past self at any age of your choosing. What age are you choosing, and what are you saying? And this is not cloaked in regret. We're not trying to change who you turned out to be.
Yeah.
Just
maybe like about I don't know, like if I could go back to like my middle school self.
okay.
And I would be like it is okay, you know, like I was in grid school, and I felt really dumb.
Did you say grid?
Grade school, like,
grade school. Gotcha.
Grade school.
Okay.
I've never been good at math or science.
Okay.
Which is kind of one of the reasons why I ended up in art.
You know? Same. I mean,
and,
I was with it through division.
Yeah.
And then it was like letters, science.
Yeah,
I got photosynthesis and how I'm with you.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, I'm like, I don't know what this is at all.
And I just felt really dumb.
Okay.
And then I just couldn't. I had a really bad attention span. I kind of just always felt like a little bit of a fuck up, you know, and I couldn't get it together. I was bad at those things, you know, where I was just like, okay, I'm not good at school, and I don't have a future in it. And my mom was like, people learn differently, you know, like.
Good for her.
Yeah. She's like, this isn't it. You know, like if you want to go to college, you're going to go to college and you're going to learn how to like learn in the way that you want to, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, you end up in classes and you're doing things that you actually want to do and you're good at, you know.
So middle school-ish age and just a little. It's all right. It's going to be.
Yeah. We're just like, stop.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, just chill out.
Yeah, chill
nice.
out. You're not stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Last but not least, please complete this for me.
Okay.
The world would immediately become a better place in which to live, if only.
That's such a heavy question for right now.
I know.
Oh.
To be fair, it wasn't right now when I wrote it.
I know.
Way back when. But
I know.
I can't help how.
Yeah. Oof. The world would be a much better place. I don't know. I think that America would be a lot better of a place with some, like, universal health care.
I'll take that.
Yeah, and some, you know, gun control. Gonna say it.
Yep.
You know, that never should have gone past Columbine.
God,
you know.
that was so long ago.
It's so long ago.
I mean, 20.
That was 99, I think. Yeah.
26 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that was a one-off.
Yeah.
Or so we
thought, right?
I mean, I kind of think it was a one-off when it happened. I mean, it was wild and devastating. And now I have absolutely no idea how many.
No, I mean, it should have stopped at Columbine, and the fact that nothing happened after Sandy Hook, I'm like, it's devastating. you know. So yes, all of those, all of those things.
Those are all really good answers.
Yeah.
I appreciate them.
Yeah, of course.
So at Buffalo Rome KS on Instagram, Buffalo Rome, excuse me, ks.square.site is the website. And then the other handle that you're
The Atelier.
Atelier.
Yeah, that is the artist residency.
Atelierair. Atelier on Instagram is where you did the residency.
Yes. Yeah.
Any other plugs?
I don't know when this will come out, but I think we're doing a Taylor Swift trivia night the week after next at Made in KC in Lenexa.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another girl and I, Abby, are the resident Taylor ladies.
Okay.
And I've been doing trivia for a few months there now, but I think this is gonna be my last night doing it.
Oh.
I'm gonna go out on the Taylor.
Okay.
The Taylor boom.
I don't think it'll be out in time for that.
Yeah.
But that's super fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're so excited.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna do some cocktails.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Do the whole thing. So.
Is there anything that you had hoped that we would cover that we did not?
I don't think so. I mean, I wrote down like my top tracks from each. I don't think that we got that specific.
Right.
Yeah, but other than that, I love talking about this.
Cool.
It was so good.
Cool.
Yay.
Well, again, thank you so much for sharing some time with me. Thank you for replying to me initially, having the courage to say, yeah, absolutely, I'll do that. It's what it takes to keep the thing going is folks saying they'll show up and then showing up. So
yeah, no, I'm gonna tell everybody about it.
Cool.
I think I've talked to 5 people that are like, I want to do that.
Hey.
Yeah.
Send them my way.
I will.
I need folks.
Yeah.
So Allison Mendoza, Buffalo Rome KS. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks.